And welcome back to the Hot Lap, where we are talking the Williams F1 launch and the stake/Sauber/future-to-be Audi team F1 launch. But as you can see here, let's get into the Williams launch first. Yes, the FW46. And here on Planet F1, they're basically saying they revealed, as we can see, a new look with the team's season launch held in none other than New York City. Now, following on from the Haas's launch, which was basically underwhelmingly, let's say, a few digital renders, Williams headed to New York to hold an event at the Puma's flagship store on 5th Avenue. The team's new livery for the FW26 has been revealed with what's been described as a refreshed blue livery. That's slightly different to the 2023 last year's livery. It's very similar, with slight differences. But also, let me talk to you about Komatsu as a principal sponsor. Indeed, alongside the reveal of the FW46 livery, Williams confirmed the signing of Komatsu, rekindling a partnership that existed throughout the 80s and 90s. No, we're not talking about the new AlphaTauri RB Visa Castrap Racing boss. Komatsu supplied gearbox components to the title-winning 96 and 97 cars. Yes, Damon Hill and Jacques Villeneuve's championship-winning years. Now, the FW46 will hit the track for the first time following for the 200-kilometre filming day, and that's going to be in Bahrain on the 20th of February. Now, according to the team's launch materials, the thinking behind the new livery is a nod to the team's extensive heritage as one of the forefront British F1 teams. And to that end, they've described it as a vibrant colour transition from heritage navy blue to new era Williams, with a red and white flourish inspired by the title winners, the 1985 FW10, who could forget that, driven by Mansell, and the 97 FW19, driven by none other than Canada's own Jacques Villeneuve, who both won titles. James Vowles said it's a significant milestone to unveil the 2024 livery at an iconic location in New York City. The FW46 has been the focus of the team for many months, and there's still a tremendous effort going on in everyone at Grove to deliver our challenger for this year. And as we look to build on the momentum from last year, we have a driver lineup in Alex and Logan that is capable of consistently fighting for points or helping our lead development for the future. And interestingly about Albon, he's the boss has essentially come out and said Albon has been tied to Williams until the end of F1 2020 till 2025. So following his impressive performances, he's been linked, as we know, to a Red Bull return, potentially taking over Lewis Hamilton's seat at Mercedes next year. As we know, Red Bull's going to have that vacancy in 2025. With uncertainty over Albon's contract, which was believed that he was going to be a free agent at the end of 2024. But it turns out Alex has signed with Williams until the end of 2025, said Vowles. It's not something I've been very public about because I don't feel the need to. So any reports that you're seeing, and there's one in particular, they are individually speculating at best. As I've also said, it is our job on Williams to create a new environment that deserves someone of the calibre of Alex. Simple as that. He's an incredible racing driver that deserves his place towards the front. He and I have good chats about where we want to move forward. We want to have our journey together in this team for a long time. We have to earn that right. It's not given by any stretch of the imagination. So what's quite interesting here is he's basically saying, hands off, Alex Albon is Williams. He is going to be the future of the team, which I think is fairly significant when you think about it. I mean, fair play to James Vowles. He's doing a really, really good number. And wouldn't it be something if Alex Albon gives the team their first win under this new management, under James Vowles? That'll be their first win since a certain Maldonado in Spain. Was that 2012, I think, or 2013? But let's say it's over 10 years ago now. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And, well, the less said about, Logan Sargent. Okay, let's be positive. He did score a point last year. He's hopefully been given this whole year to improve, and hopefully he improves. The issue is he needs to improve a lot. Another massive plus is all the different sponsors now that Williams have compared to like 2 years ago. I think is absolutely fantastic. Where they're going to finish in the championship, I predict they're going to beat the Stake F1 team, and I reckon they're going to beat Haas. I think anything more than maybe than 8th is definitely going to be a bonus next year. The reason why they might not beat the Visa Cash app, RB, whatever you want to call it, the Racing Bulls, is because they are basically potentially going to be not quite a copy of the last year's Red Bull car, but they have access to what is potentially a much faster package. But never say never. I mean, absolutely amazing. So, yes, let's get into the Sauber /Stake F1 slash Audi. They also launched today, and they have a striking green colours, as you can probably see. The Hinwil-based team, new title sponsors, full name is going to be the Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber. Yes, deep breath. For the next 2 seasons before it becomes the Audi factory team. This comes hot off the wheels of Williams' own launch, which we've literally just spoken about. Now, having enlisted music superstar Drake to tease the team's new name over the winter, anticipation was high for what their new car would look like. And, well, there you go. There is work to do to improve their on-track, their speed, fortunes, whatever you want to call it. They only scored 16 points last season and they dropped to 9th in the Constructors' Championship. Bottas heads into his 3rd season together as they had their 3rd season together as teammates, Zhou and Bottas, and they're going to be hoping for what I can only describe as a much more improved year. The team representative, Alessandro Aluni-Bravi, I hope I got that right, admitted that change may not be instant, but it's hopeful for a better year with the C44. I think a lot of it's going to be how good is any of the Ferrari components they have. They do have the engine, haven't they? Whether they've made that maybe more reliable or maybe have given them a bit more power, it's going to be interesting. But motorsport.com also have an interesting video heading that list about the changes to this car, because Williams was more of like a livery launch, where here we actually saw what we believe to be the car, albeit they did say it's going to look a bit different. And as the front of the car, this is from motorsport.com, as it sports a pull rod suspension arrangement this year rather than a push rod. And now both Red Bull and McLaren made the switch at the beginning of this regulation cycle 2 years ago. So it's not groundbreaking in any way, but it does suggest there's a tangible benefit, it says, for having the layout. Now, the repackaging of the inboard suspension elements also result in their weight being placed lower in the chassis, which makes life trickier in terms of making setup changes. But as always, it's going to come with those aerodynamic benefits, motorsport.com reports. But the biggest departure actually comes in the form of its roll hoop and airbox arrangement. The team has overhauled the design completely compared with its last 8 machines. 6 of these cars featured a variant of the blade style rollover hoop with the airbox segmented around its spine. Yes, nerdy stuff, whilst the C39 and C41 utilise a triangular rollover hoop. The changes made to the regulations for 24, they've obviously contributed to this change, and a result of ongoing improvements made by the FIA to increase the safety. These changes were, essentially put in place thanks to Zhou's, let's say, incident at the start of the British Grand Prix, where thank goodness he was all right. What an epic crash, though, and I'm, absolutely horrifying. Good to look at now in terms of he's going to be okay, but still horrifying. So that's the Sauber F1 team. It's going to be interesting to see which of the two, this team or Haas, I think are potentially favourites to finish last. Not that I really want to become too much of a pessimist, but I'm still confident every team can score points in the coming year. I mean, that's the team boss. That's the one of the lead people there, and there's, as you can see, Bottas and Zhou looking at what is, I think, a really interesting livery, and they mentioned that it could look quite striking in the night races. So I'm here, definitely looking forward to that. If you've made it to the end, please, if you can, like and subscribe. That would be amazing. And we'll speak to you next time. Thank you very much.